Okay. Hi everyone, and we come here to explain you more about exporting the entry mode with two examples of two brands that we all know that are Hatsu and Barbie. So we'll begin with the successful case of Hatsu. Okay, why we choose Hatsu? We decided to choose it because it's a Colombian brand, as you know, and and it's and it has sent trends since they began to sell products. They have diversified the Colombian tea market. They are a disruptive mark, and they have plans to do the same globally. So, about Hatsu, it's a company that grows in Colombia. It began in 2009 selling only cold tea. But nowadays, they sell a lot of products as snacks, vegetable milks, and more. They sell a lot of things. When they entered the tea market, there was a change in the consumption of products. The people wanted to consume healthier products. So they want to replace all the sugary drinks and find a healthier options. So that's where Hatsu appears in the tea market with a healthy drink with great exotic flavors and super eye-catching and innovative design. That's why Hatsu was very well received because at that moment the market of the tea in Colombia was very monotonous, very monotonous. They was only two flavors that were offered, the lemon and the peach that we all know. Okay, about the industry of the tea. Hatsu competes in this market. The industry of the tea around the world is very big, it's huge, and continue growing. Tea is the second most consumed beverage in the world, and daily they are drunk 2 million cups. The tea consumption in Colombia have increased from 2008 to 2015 a lot, and it's still growing. In 2009, as I said, a change was observed in the interest of the consumers. They wanted to adopt a healthier lifestyle. These are the biggest competitors for hats. The first one is Mr. T, which is a pioneering brand and is leader in Colombia. It's from Postobon, and we have Fuse T. This is a great competitor for Hatsu because at his command has one of the biggest and strongest in marketing brands, that is Coca-Cola, and we have Sencha, that is an independent brand that competes directly with Hatsu because have a lot of similarities. What is the first specific advantage for Hatsu? As I said, Hatsu sells very differentiated products. So that is the FSA. They offer to the consumers a healthy tea drink, a super fun design, super eye-catching, and exotic flavors. They have sugar-free options too, and that's it.
So now, Hatsu's added value. The first one we can see that is not in a plastic packaging, so it is more ecological than the competitor. And exotic fruits among their products. Also, sell a lifestyle which is a really fitness and emotional happy lifestyle. Talking about the fitness with the fitness way has a sugar, a healthy beverage, and also and very important too is the close relationship with their customers, because as you can see in their Instagram or in their webpage, they are constantly making campaigns to establish friendships with and friendship and company with their customers, which means a very good relation among them. So motivations for going international. The first one is the growing tea market. So had to know there is a market and they can get it in. Also because their advantages and their added value, they can easily reach new foreign customers. Also to become a bigger company and to expand its operations around the world. Another motivation is ProColombia. ProColombia is an agency promoted by the government that enhances some Colombian producers and companies to go international. ProColombia has helped Hatsu because they have an agreement to find international distributors so Hatsu can engage with an indirect exporting with the help of ProColombia. And today by day Hatsu have counts with different distributors that sell their products abroad. So now the four questions before we're going international. Why the locals by Hatsu? As told before, locals by Hatsu because it is a unique product. It is very different from the common ones, and that made Hatsu really attractive for Colombian people. What does Hatsu that different? Practically their branding is really different from a common tea because they, as told before, they really engage with the customer. They know what the customer wants, what the customer likes, and its necessities. So the marketing and branding from Hatsu is really special. Third one, lower cost or right customer values. Here in the early stages of internationalization, the idea is to raise customer value so they get to know around the globe and people start buying their products. And what the international market wants, first, they want fitness option or healthier to replace normal beverage, so such as a soda or common teas. Also, they want different products which had to come with them so they can easily penetrate the international market.
Okay. As you have heard, Hatsu has a really successful process of going international. The first step that allows Hatsu to be successful was the fusion with Postone that helped Hatsu to be well known in Colombia. Then was the help given by ProColombia that helps to recognize Hatsu not only in Colombia but internationally. They received too an economic support from the Inter-American Development Bank that helps a lot in the process. They took the decision of going international through direct exporting, that was the best option in the early process of internationalization. They took concentrate their marketing and their communications on transmitting their identity and their FSA. That allows to connect with the stakeholders around the world. They export literally the market and the consumers change that I told you before. So our suggestions to Hatsu are first one to continue analyzing the market as they have done, because this has taken them to where they are now. And second is to continue conquer Latin America, because there are a fewer cultural differences, and when they are no longer in the early internalization process, they should use the direct exporting.
Okay, our fail is Barbie. About the company, American company created in 1945. Founders were Harold Maxon and Elliot Handel. The best-selling products are Barbie, Hot Wheels, Monster Higg, and Max Steel. With a presence in more than 150 countries, a second largest toy store in the world behind Hasbro, 70 years in the market. Um, okay, about the industry. Next. Um, every three every 10 seconds a Barbie doll is sold around the world. China is the second world consumer of toys with 11% of the world market, only behind 28% of the USA. Listo. Main compa eh, Hasbro, Lego, and Bratz. Hasbro, we make the world smile. The most recognized brands are Play-Doh, Transformers, My Little Pony, Star Wars, and Marvel. 90 years in the market, is it is the largest toy factory in the world. Lego only the best is good and now founded in 1932 by Julie Krieg, a Christian saint. The name Lego is a abbreviation of the two words Danish, two Danish words, leg and God, meaning play well is our name and it is our ideal. Bratz created in 2001 by Carter. Carter created four urban fashion characters that they name Jasmine, Chloe, Sasha, and Jane. Mm, listo. What is their F is A? Inclusive dolls, unique images, lots of accessory experience, most popular fashion dolls. Added values, motivates kids to live their best life, collection balls, inspirational brand with years of experience, 45 categories, real life experience, YouTube channel, and social media community.
So now, motivations for going international. We can see, as told in Hatsu, that their market for this film that is toys and those market has been growing since the last 10 years, so it is a really profitable market that Barbie tried to end, that Barbie entered years ago. China is also a very attractive country because its population and all the relevance it is having in the world today. Also, they want to become a larger company because here in the Western world they are, but in the Asian world it is a totally different thing. So they want to become even a larger company by expanding to the Eastern world. Also to increase their revenues and to be a more competitive brand. So the first questions before going international. Why the locals by Barbie? Locals by Barbie because it is one of the most famous dolls ever created. It is really famous and really recognized among the locals. That in this case would be the United States. Uh, what does the film does different? Barbie is expert on branding and marketing. They are this company's genius in that because they just not only sell you a doll, but they sell the Barbie experience and the Barbie lifestyle, which empowers women and young little girls based on freedom. Also, they don't just sell the doll and they have Barbie movies, Barbie shop experiences, and Barbie cafe tables. So it is a very complete brand. In this case, of China, the idea was to raise customer value, but they have also to lower cost. But in the case of China, is to raise customer value because Barbie wasn't like very known in China, so they plan to enter and to get round and from and to China and make China's girls buy their products. And what the international market want, and here we are going to take international market as China because that was the market they were planning to enter. Chinese girls, different from American girls, they like to feel cute. They don't like to feel like pretty and perfect like Barbie's main goal in marketing in America. No, here it works different, and China's girls want to feel like home girls and to feel like really pretty. So now, why they failed? First, they failed because branding. Because in China, for a Chinese girl, it will be the same to buy a Barbie than to buy any other doll. So they failed like in the first step that was with branding. Also, Barbie was not a cultural icon in China as it was in America. So it was a common doll. Also, Chinese girls didn't feel identified and didn't feel empathy with Barbie because it didn't reflect their values. So Barbie didn't adapt to the Chinese market. Also, they failed because the distributors they have like distributors along the country, and they were competing in pricing among them. So there were many prices from the same product, which affects them. So our suggestions for Barbie. Our first suggestion is to improve their marketing so that Chinese girls recognize Barbie as a famous and as a power and a lifestyle brand. So that's the first case to make Chinese girls recognize Barbie for what it is. Second one is to adapt their products to the market so that Chinese girls will feel comfortable, will feel empathy, will feel identified with Barbie. That means they have to apply some modifications to their products. And the third one is the distributors. So they have just one, and because they are Mattel and they are a really powerful company, they can afford to have one distributor that could be them.
And that's all.